Hi. I'm going to show you how to build the legendary oscillator circuit, the ZVS driver. You'll also see some very practical applications of this circuit. In this project, any N-channel power MOSFET can be used. Here I'm using an FDP MOSFET salvaged from an old board. Start by preparing the MOSFETs. Connect a 10 kilo ohm resistor between gate and source terminal. This is gate pull-down resistor. Its role is to completely close the MOSFET between activation cycles. On the front face of the MOSFET, place a 12-volt zener diode to protect the MOSFET's gates against voltage spikes. Connecting its cathode to the gate and its anode to the source. This is how these three components appear once the soldering is complete. Repeat the same setup with the second MOSFET, a zener, and 10K resistor. Use a good heat sink with a little thermal paste to better dissipate heat from the MOSFETs. Use 3mm screws to secure them. Use two ultrafast diodes to discharge the MOSFET gates quickly. Connect the first one from gate 2 to drain 1. Connect the second diode from gate 1 to drain 2. Connect the two source terminals with a wire that will serve as ground. Use to 330 ohm resistors. Wind them in series. Then connect them to the gate like this. Use choke inductor. It's a toroidal core measuring 13 by 7 mm with 40 turns of 0.4 mm wire. Attach it to the middle point of the gate resistors. Use a high-quality capacitor, usually 0.1 to 1 microfarad, rated for 250 to 400 volt. It must be of the MKP type, connected to the two drains. Connect a switch between the VCC and the choke inductor. That's it. Our ZVS driver is finished. You can download the circuit diagram below in the description. And now we're going to create a load for this circuit. It will be a pulse transformer. We're going to salvage a ferrite core from the interference filter of an old HDMI cable. Make for turns using a piece of wire as a template. Use a 0.4 millimeters enameled copper wire that you can salvage from an old transformer or from a broken motor coil. Make 6 strands with the previous template. Strip the ends of each strand. Gather the strands and solder them properly. We have here 2 stranded wires, each with 6 strands. You can first wind up to 4 turns of wire like this. Then, in the same direction, with the second stranded wire, make another 4 turns. Create a central point by joining the 2 ends as follows. Thus, the primary winding is complete. Take a piece of copper tubing and cut it lengthwise. Then open the tube and flatten it. Cut out a strip approximately 6 millimeters wide. You can also use a thick wire. Clean it well and make 2 holes at the ends. Use heat shrink tubing for insulation. This is the secondary of our transformer. Now make a heating tip using a metal paper clip like this. Attach the tip to the secondary with small screws and nuts. Okay, now we're going to assemble this transformer with our ZVS circuit. Connect the 2 side arms to the drains and the capacitor as you see them. Then connect the middle arm to the choke inductor. This is what our assembly looks like when it's finished. Power the circuit with 12 volts DC. Your power supply must provide a high current, 4 amps or more. By pressing the switch, the point heats up almost instantly and melts the solder wire. Nichrome wire can be used to make the tip. This material heats up more and more quickly. I placed this set on a stand, such as a wooden board, just for demonstration purposes. You can use other materials, such as a PVC pipe or a disused hot glue gun. This adapter provides 12 volts and 4 amps, which is sufficient for our circuit. More amps can melt the point. The first use of this tool is as an instant heating soldering iron. As you can see, it heats up well and instantly, allowing for on-demand soldering without waiting for the temperature to reach the lead's melting point. We remove the tip and connect to copper arms with a thin nichrome wire between them. The second use I propose for this tool is as a cutting gun or hot knife for cutting and shaping sponge, polyester, plastic, and other similar materials. Remove the blade and connect this one you made with the connectors of a terminal block. Another use that I like the most and that I find more useful is this one. A hot stapling gun. It allows you to structurally stitch and reinforce cracked or broken plastic parts. It recharges easily in one simple step and takes only a second to heat up and be ready for use. Today's video is a bit long, but I hope you find it interesting. If you found this project helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment or a question and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.